Hey, did a little more research. Don't take much because there's tons of information out there on how even just putting a Kleenex over your nose and mouth can restrict your air intake, your oxygen intake by up to 5% just with a Kleenex covering your nose and mouth. So anyways, I was looking at the statutes for anybody who's in Michigan, and I'm sure your state will have similar statutes. Or regulations in their OSHA program. So legally, if they're going to mandate that you wear a mask at your place of work, they can only force you to wear it for 10 minutes with an hour in between because of hypoxia, which is oxygen deprivation. After just 3 minutes, you can begin to suffer symptoms, and it starts to damage your brain and different bodily organs, your heart, your lungs, your liver, your kidneys, right? And if you have any underlying ailments like asthma, diabetes, if you're taking any nitrates for high blood pressure, anything like that, or if you're just an older person where your immune system is already slightly compromised, not as strong as it should be. Look, you need oxygen, man. You need it. And it's like I said, it's a double-edged sword, because if you're wearing a mask, you're breathing out carbon dioxide. So therefore, and you're not breathing in the proper amount of oxygen, you're breathing back in that carbon dioxide that you're breathing out inside that mask. So you're also increasing that. In Michigan, under Michigan OSHA regulations, they can only force you to wear it for 10 minutes with an hour in between. That's it. In an 8-hour shift. That's it. 10 minutes, wait an hour. 10 minutes more, wait an hour. 10 minutes more. And even if they're going to mandate and force you to wear a respirator at work, even a surgical mask, because the studies out of Cambridge, look, there's studies out of Cambridge, Stanford, Johns Hopkins, all kinds of different medical clinics. The information, there's just tons of it that's been done over decades and decades to come up with these numbers. And the parts per million in that normal atmosphere is like 20.95, so almost 21 parts per million of oxygen. And it says under the OSHA guidelines that it's 19.5 parts per million of oxygen. Once you dip below that, you're in a state of oxygen deprivation, which can, after just 3 minutes, start to adversely affect your brain and different bodily organs. And like I said, and if you're already compromised in some fashion due to age or diabetes or asthma or whatever, it's even worse. Okay, so everything they're doing is not based on science. It's not based on facts. It's not based on empirical evidence that's out there by the tons, okay? And there's all kinds of symptoms: shortness of breath, dizziness. You start to turn red. Your ears, your hands and feet will start to swell. You'll be irritated, agitated easily. It'll cause sleeplessness. All kinds of issues from oxygen deprivation. Hypoxia, I believe it's called. So, understand what they're doing. And it does more harm than good. It does way more harm than good. And legally, if they're going to force you to wear it, they have to provide a medical examination. Your company, or if a business forces you to wear one when you come in, if they're going to force you to do it and say you have to have it, then they have to have a licensed medical professional in that field on hand to examine you and say you're physically fit, deem you physically fit to wear a mask. They don't know. They have no clue who have high blood pressure, asthma, or any other diabetes, any other type of ailments that could adversely affect you from wearing that mask. And like I said, after just 3 minutes at a level below 19.5 parts per million. And they say just putting a Kleenex can affect it, drop it down to between 5 and 20%. And look, all right, so here we go. This is what they're forcing us to wear right here, this surgical mask. Right here, just a cheap, and the reason they say between 5 and 20%, because look, I got facial hair, I have different facial features. Everybody has different facial features, different shape of their head, and are going to wear that differently. It's going to sit differently because it's not a tight, it's just a loose fitting, mask, but that's what these studies talked about right out of Cambridge was one where they monitored surgeons during surgery, and after just 3 minutes, it started to affect them adversely, right? And they timed them for 30 minutes or an hour to up to 2 hours, different lengths of surgeries, and they measured their blood levels of oxygenated blood and different things, and it adversely affected them after just 3 minutes. It started to affect them, and obviously the longer the surgery went on, the lower the oxygen levels in their blood became, which causes problems. It'll cause you to not function properly and your brain not to function properly. So what they're making us do, our governor, Whitmer, in Michigan, is not, it's tyrannical. It's not based on any scientific facts or evidence or anything. It's just a mandate, an order that she has no right to do. You can't just put that across the board for people to do. That everybody has to wear a mask. Everybody is in different shape, different condition, and react differently to different circumstances. Like I said, there's a lot of elderly people at my work, and we got to go out there and hump it, man. We're on top of machines. It's over 100 degrees up there, and you're wearing a mask, and you got a 76, 78-year-old man up there sweating his ass off wearing a mask, who already has maybe diabetes, already had 2 or 3 heart attacks or strokes. They're in there, believe me, they're in there still working. It's amazing. But come on, man, wearing a mask, you're going to kill them. You can't do this. It's illegal. It's illegal. Understand that. And they have to provide a medical examination. They have to, if they're going to mandate that you wear it, if that's a condition of your employment. And they can only force you to wear it for 10 minutes every hour with an hour in between. That's it. That's all they can do. Legally, under Michigan OSHA requirements. Understand it. And your state's probably similar. Let's get on the ball, people. Let's spread the word. God bless you. Love and respect everybody. Have a great day. Bye.